Back with the update. I just want to first off start by saying thank you for everyone that has been reaching out to me, that has been encouraging me, especially the women who share similar experiences and have taken greater losses. The biggest thing for me has been you all praying for me. That has been giving me the strength and confidence to continue telling my story. I can't change everyone's mind or their opinion, but I can try to quiet the noise. So, there are lots of questions about what transpired Friday evening during my live. Some of you may be aware that there is an explicit photo out there of me circulating. People have sent it to me, but just know that photo was taken without my knowledge and in a premeditated effort to continue to silence me, intimidate me, and to blackmail me. By doing that, it just shows his character and who he really is. By posting that, he thought that that would be a defense for himself, not even realizing that he's breaking the law. Again, I've seen the receipts. People have sent me the receipts. I'm going to discuss them to prove, show, and support that this is a pattern of his that he has. No, I am not the only victim that has experienced this exact situation with him, but I hope that I will be the last. This is a Facebook post from 2020 posted to the Phoenix, Arizona community from someone who was trying to expose him and bring awareness about him. Here is someone reaching out to me about her experience with him. Here is another woman reaching out to me about her experience with him. This is another woman writing me about him and her experiences with him. And here is another woman reaching out to me about her experience with him. These are comments from someone who does not wish to be a part of my story, who was dealing with him at the time in response to his videos and posts that he made about her. Last and certainly not least, this man currently has an active warrant for shoplifting. And yes, I called to clarify and see.
Yeah, there's some fake stuff going around talking about I got charged with shoplifting and all this monkey stuff. I never had a criminal charge in my life. Convicted of nothing.
Getting any fucking hits on you.
Huh?
I'm not getting any hits.
No hits, so I don't have no active warrants or nothing?
I'm not seeing anything. There's your Marquis is your first middle name?
Yes, sir, it's my middle name.
You used to live at 7007 East Gold Dust?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so I got the right dude.
Yeah. So no, I don't have no warrants.
Not seeing any warrants.
Have I ever been charged with shoplifting? Does it tell you that?
That doesn't tell me. I'd have to run it in a different way, and I don't have the ability to do that on this one.
Okay, but if I had a warrant though, it'll pop up.
Yeah, it would.
Okay.
Unless it was, shoplifting's a misdemeanor unless you're a booster.
Yeah, I don't know.
And unless you had something in another state. But I mean, if you're
No, it was here in Arizona, so it would have popped up.
You're good, brother.
I'm good to go?
Yeah.
Thank you. What's your name?
Greg.
Greg, my name's Maya. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
All right.
Take care.
All right, you too.
So, again, thank you for bearing with me, the patience, the support, and for listening to my story. No, I am not avoiding telling the rest of the story. I am going to finish telling the story. But I had to take time to go address what was posted of me Friday evening with the authorities. In the midst of that, I've been contacted by more victims and more people who know him personally. Many people that's been trying to find him in many different states. He's constantly on the move to avoid the law and taking responsibility. Not only is this man a con artist, but he is a fraud. And he is referred to the term as a rolling stone. This is different from other stories because this is happening in real time. There are things going on behind the scenes that I have not been able to share at the moment. I had no other choice but to go consult with the authorities to address about what was posted of me Friday evening before I can finish telling y'all this story. Now, I am still going through my healing process, still talking with the therapist as well, as I talked about in part 1. Now, I have taken full accountability for what I have done. I'm telling my story to prevent this from happening to someone else dealing with him or someone else who is exactly like him. Y'all, I've had a woman reach out to me about her daughter. She's 20 years old, in college, just entering into the dating scene, gullible, and she said that she's someone who isn't aware of men that's out here like this. She's just been letting me know how much this is helping her daughter by listening to my story, to prevent her from becoming a possible victim to a guy like this. Now that is what my story is for. I understand if you don't want to listen. You don't have to hear it. But this is about to be a safe space for women who want to listen and who also want to be heard. Women should be able to come together and be transparent. This is why victims don't come forward, and this is why some of his victims don't come forward, hasn't came forward, not trying to come forward, because of these exact reasons of being judged and ridiculed. It could be your daughter, your sister, your niece, your friend, your cousin, whoever. So while passing judgment, just please keep that in mind. I'm not gonna lie, I almost didn't consider moving forward telling the story due to the negativity and the backlash that I've been receiving. But it's just been so many women and so many victims writing me and letting me know how my story is helping them in a positive aspect and to continue my journey on telling it. So before you believe a blog or someone else who's trying to tell my story for me, please listen to my story first. Ultimately, the outcome of this is going to be determined by a judge and a jury. So stay tuned. I'll be definitely posting more of the story, including recent updates as well. I'm posting for my followers, my supporters, and the people that have been uplifting me. Thank you. Trust me, for those that have prematurely judged me and already formed their opinions on my story, just wait for what comes next. I'm just sharing this crazy experience that's happened in my life with the hopes to encourage someone to please come forward and to please speak up and to speak out, because there's just no reason to pass judgment. I'm not trying to be like anyone but me. Can I ask though, what's wrong with being encouraged by another strong woman to speak up? I have to say it again. Thank you all. I truly appreciate y'all for listening.
Hey cousins, welcome back to my channel. Make sure you like and comment. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Make sure you have your notification bell on so you're notified every single time I post. As you can see, we are getting into part 3 of the FB dating swindler story. So the reason why it's taking so long is because every single time I try to upload, more and more people are coming out, more and more stories are coming out, more receipts are coming out. And I was trying to get everything together, but I'm just going to give you guys what I've had so far. And then I'm probably going to have to do a part 4 because she is still telling the story as we speak right now. And it seems like this is going on in real time, even though the situation happened with them in June of this year. She just decided now to put it out, and it's been causing a lot of other women and a lot of people to come out with similar stories with the same guy. Also, the man has been posting as well, and I don't know, I don't believe him. I do believe that she was desperate. I do believe that he definitely asked for a lot of the things that she said. I don't feel like her story is a lie, but we're gonna keep looking into it and we're gonna figure it out. The whole situation with him posting nudes of her online is so wrong, and I really hope she presses charges. But as I said, this is happening in real time. So she did say she went to the police. I really hope she goes full throttle and goes through with making sure she presses charges on this man, because that is so wrong. And I know for sure she did not authorize him to, 1, take the picture, or 2, to post it online. And that is just disgusting. And the fact that he came out saying that he was baptized not too long ago is just giving narcissist. I cannot believe the situation is actually real, but these are a lot of the receipts from his exes, and a lot of other women are coming out about the same man. So if all these women are making these stories up, then I just don't believe that they're all making it up. I'm sorry. I don't. And there's so many women in his comments like, I knew she was lying. I knew this. I knew that. Listen, I was listening to the story, and at first I was feeling bad for her. Then I'm like, okay, I was trying to give her grace. And then after, I'm like, okay, it's just no way that she can just be this naive. But somebody made a great point in my comment section on the last 2 videos, basically saying like, when you are unhealed and you have no self-love, sometimes you're desperate enough to do things that you would never really do because your mind is not really there. And she did kind of say something similar in the last video that I posted. She did say like she was just, her mind wasn't there. Like she knew what she was doing at the time was wrong, but for some reason she just still did it. And it could really just be that she really thought that she found somebody that will love her back. And sometimes that is so dangerous as a woman, to be in that space where you feel like you have to walk on eggshells and you have to do whatever you can to keep somebody around just to say you have somebody. I really hope that instead of us using this to judge or laugh at her, that we're using this to make sure that we do better as women. Unpack your thoughts in the comments. Let me know how you're feeling about this story so far. Thank you guys so much for all of the comments, the likes, the shares, the views on all of my latest videos. Thank you guys for the polls. And I'm going to keep giving the story until she's finished with it. But as of right now, like I said before, this is in real time. So let's finish up this crazy, crazy story. Unpack your thoughts in the comments. Make sure you like this video, share it, comment, everything.
Let's go on and just show y'all this. In the 2 videos that I just posted, I'm not trying to show him getting kicked out of the apartment of the eviction notice that I posted. I'm showing him getting kicked out of his ex-girlfriend's car. They were outside of her suite where she was doing lashes, and she had him out there sitting on the curb. When you got kicked out of the first apartment where I met you at, where everything happened, that's when you went to this apartment. The one that I showed, where you got evicted there too. And whose names was they in?
Did I steal your credit card? Did I steal your information? So I stole your information. How the fuck will you know? Have I ever been in possession of your stuff?
Only thing I know that my address is on the paper for the gun,
I don't give a fuck about that. How's that stealing your address?
That's the only thing Nothing can be posted of me to embarrass me to silence, so back with the story. Earlier that day, he had asked me to create an Airbnb account to become a host. So now, as we're leaving Walmart on the way back to his apartment, he's questioning me, asking me, did I make this account for Airbnb? And I told him, yes, I did. He asked if I was serious about making the account or if I was planning about really getting to this money. And I told him that I was dead serious that I created the account. Now I'm like, okay, let's ask a couple questions. So when he came out of Walmart, I had seen him eating a bag of Ruffles. So I'm like, let me ask him about his fasting. So now I said, what made you want to start fasting? He said that he felt like he couldn't lose weight and that he felt like something was wrong with him. And I was like, okay. So now I'm like, let's ask about the car. I say, what's going on with the car? What's the status on it? How long is the dude about to take? Have you talked to him? So now he's saying he's about to call this dude and see what's going on. Mind y'all, I'm driving, so I'm not paying attention to nothing he's doing on his phone. All of a sudden, I just start to hear him start talking. He says, what's up, man? You know, I've been waiting on you. What's going on? And then there was a pause. And he's like, oh, okay, that's cool. What that bitch looking like? Pause. I know that bitch clean, ain't it? Pause. They got to go on talking back and forth. Now he's asking, well, how much longer you think it's going to be? Little pause, and he's saying, okay. Of course, now I'm asking, how long is it going to be? And what did he say? And all he's saying was that he had said that it was almost done. Then there was just casual conversation until we got back to the apartment. Once we got there, there was an outside elevator that the apartment complex had, so he tells me to pull inside the garage and next to it. I do so, he hops out instantly, begins to unload my car. As he's doing that, now I hop out and try to help him again, and now he's telling me again to get back in the car and that he has it and that he doesn't need help. I had music going and I was scrolling on my phone. After a couple minutes went by, I turned around to look. All I seen was my back rear passenger door left wide open and nobody was there. I had to call his phone a couple times before he answered, and then once he did, I asked, what's going on, where did you go, and what are you doing? I said to him, if you're up in the storage unit, then I should be able to come up to your storage unit as well. There is no reason why I am all the way out here and that I just did all this for you and that I cannot come up there. He told me that he was taking everything to the storage unit and that he would be right back down, and told me to find a parking space on the street. I did so like a dummy, and then I said to myself, no, you need to text him because you should be able to go up there. That's the text that I sent. That's the text that he responded. Then I follow up and send him a screenshot showing him that my Cash App account is closed. I even sent him a screen recording to show him that that was my account and that I was telling the truth. He doesn't respond. He ends up calling me, asking me where I'm parked at, and then tells me to pull around in front of the apartment complex and that he was about to come down. This man comes down and gets inside of my car and acts like he did not just text me what he did and said to me. Now he's asking if I can run him up the street to this clothing store to see what they got so he can have an outfit later on for this video shoot. I said, you're talking like you didn't just call me weird. Now you're asking me to take you somewhere. Are you going to send me my money? Now he's saying, you said your Cash App's closed, didn't you? I'm going to have to wait till I get my wallet so I can get some bread to give to you. I eased off and I was like, let me just stay cool with him so he could just pay me back my money. We drive to the clothing store and it wasn't that far away. When we got there, it just happened to be closed. So once it was closed, I told him, I'm looping right back around and we're going back to your apartment. So now I'm saying to myself, talk to him, have a one-on-one with him, and tell him how you really feel. I told him about my abandonment issues with men, as well as my experiences with loaning men money and not being paid back.
Cousins, I do not like to interrupt in the middle of the video, but one thing you never do is tell a man about all the issues you had with your exes or whatever. You don't even know this man. This is probably day 4. He should have never known you had abandonment issues, because now in his mind, he knows how to play you. Oh, baby, let's go.
I'm getting emotional as I'm saying these things, and that's causing him to get upset. And then he says that my crying is making him want to smack me to shut me up.
Oh my God!
And now he's screaming again. I got $100,000 in the bank. Telling me, oh, he can show me his bank statements. He's not like all these other lame dudes out here. He's touched real paper before. Now he's saying on his granny, on crib, how it's hard to get access to him and how he moves different from all these other dudes. Now he's saying that he's a businessman and $2,000-$3,000, that ain't nothing to him. Saying, why would I run off with a camera and a bunch of camera stuff and stuff from Walmart? He like, that's lame as hell. That's some shit that I don't even gotta do. So I backed off of him again. We get to his apartment complex. He said that he was about to go up to the storage unit and clean it out and reorganize some things. Now he's telling me that I should go get a drink and just hang out and chill out somewhere and just gather my thoughts since I had been upset all day anyway. I told him how I had been driving all day and how I was exhausted and that I just wanted to just chill and just stay still for 1 second. Now I'm saying to him, let me just park on the floor where his apartment was in his assigned parking space. He told me that I could not get up there because, again, he said that he did not have access to the floor and that I would not be able to come down if I went up. I told him that if I leave this apartment complex, then I am going home, and I told him that I am not waiting around on you while you're doing whatever you're doing. Then that's when he says, well, if you don't end up going anywhere and you do end up leaving, just come back and see me before you leave. I looked up the nearest park, which was about 10 minutes away, and when I got there, I had a literal mental breakdown. I was crying uncontrollably to the point where I began to start throwing up. As I'm having my breakdown, I'm just screaming to myself, saying, like, how could you do this to yourself? What are you doing? What are you thinking? Why would you do something like this? By then, I just knew it was time for me to go home for my health. Physically and mentally, I knew I could not go back and face him. Text him, told him I was going home. I was not trying to call him because I did not want to go back and forth and hear any other excuse he had to say. I make it home, he doesn't even reply until hours later, and then that's when he texts me and says, oh, but he misses me. I was asleep the moment I got home, so I did not see that message until I woke up. And when I seen it, I literally only responded, I miss you too, because by then, I was just telling him what he wanted to hear so that he would pay me back. Though I've already posted these messages, I am showing them again. Texting him 5:30 in the morning, asking for my money back.
Now, I understand that she was just trying to be nice to get her money back, but at some point, it's like, baby, just go home. Like, I really hope, I wish she would have, after the first day of meeting him, I wish she would have just not responded again to him, because she could have avoided all of this. But this is a big learning lesson. Unpack your thoughts in the comments. I don't even want to do too much talking, because the more the story goes on, I am literally getting pissed off. And I'm going to let her finish her story. And then I am also going to put in the parts that he added. And the video that he keeps putting up of her saying that he never stole his cards, she never said that he stole her cards. She literally said that she was a willing participant, but she was doing it because he wanted her to. And she did say she didn't want him to leave her. So I don't know why he keeps putting that up, but she looks terrified in that video. So I'm going to include it in the end. Unpack your thoughts in the comments. Let me know how you guys are feeling about this story so far. As I said before in the beginning, I'm going to continue to post more of the story because this is real time that everything is happening. Let me know how you guys are feeling about this. This is too much, baby. This is too much. Bye.
After texting him at 5:30 in the morning asking for my money back, he hadn't responded until about 10:30 that morning, something like that. So then when he responds, he asked me when am I coming, and I told him immediately that I had my cousin's baby shower to go to. So now I'm in my cousin's baby shower trying to enjoy myself with family, and he's calling my phone. And I missed the call the first time because I wasn't paying attention to my phone, so I texted him and let him know where I was at and what I was doing, and that I would return his call. So now he's calling me again. He didn't respond to my text message. He's calling me again. I answered this phone call because I'm thinking it's related to my money, but it's not. As I answer, I say hello. He says, hey, I need you to Apple Pay me $200. And I tell him, no, I cannot do that. And then he replies back and says, you're coming to get your money today anyway, so just send it to me. I'm going to give you the money back, so just send it to me. And I'm telling him, like, no, I can't do that. I'm going to hit you back, da-da-da. As I'm doing that, like, I'm hanging the phone up on him, like, as he's talking, but I can hear him talking. He's like, nah, hold on, just do it real quick. As he's saying that, that's when I'm hanging up the phone. I've posted these, but I'm showing them again. This is when he texted me, wrote me off the phone, and he says, hurry up, come get this stuff so I can let you fly free. This is what I say to him. He tries to make up an excuse and says that he's in Columbus watching the fight, so that's why we can't meet. Then follows it up with, I really like you, don't ruin it. Sir, I do not care about that. Pay me my money. Continuing the messages. Here he is, gaslighting me. Mind y'all, I'm only texting the way I am because I'm trying to stay cool with this man so that he can pay me back. Continuing the messages. What's he saying to me? Stop pressing it like I'm not going to pay you. Like I'm not going to pay you. Here he is, gaslighting me again, talking about I was going to get something the same day if I didn't leave. Sir, that's not what you told me, because if that's what it was, then I would not have left. And then I'm the one who's being weird, but you're the one who's not trying to let me come up. Why? Now, all of a sudden, I'm forcing the problem because I'm asking you to validate when you're paying me back? And here's the next day. I did not text him all day long because I was only going to hit him up around the time when I was coming to get my money. But what's he do? Texts me, what you doing? Trying to be cool, talking about I should rap? Sir, I don't want to be part of your fake record label. Just continuing the messages. Y'all, what do the messages say down there? Mr. Million, you said, send you a way to receive the payments so you can type up something promising to pay your installments. As well as telling me that you took the stuff back to Walmart. So after he's telling me to send him a way for me to receive payments, I'm showing him the payments that he has to make. This man tells me he's not paying for the hotel that he asked me to get, the gas that I put in my car used to take him around everywhere, the food that I bought to feed his hungry ass. Everything took me. But what took me was when this man said that he was not paying for the shot that he ordered himself. Right after he texts me that, he instantly calls me. Right when I answer, this man tells me to check my phone. Y'all, I checked my phone. Lo and behold, Guess what it was? A picture he took of me without my consent. For those of y'all that know, this is the same picture that this man tried to post of me in a defense for himself, not knowing that he is breaking the law. The moment I seen that picture, I said, WTF is wrong with you? Why would you take that of me? When did you take that of me? This man says to me, this is what he does to women without them knowing. This is what he does for bitches like me from when I try to go to the police or whoever and tell them that he's not trying to pay me back. Then he says, I do this to all the bitches that I'm with just in case that they try to lie on me. I said to him, how are you going to try to take a picture of me without my consent and then you're trying to hold it over my head? I said, who's involved in police? Who's involved in anyone else? Why would anybody need to be involved? Why are you making it seem like you're not going to pay me? Why are you making it seem like this is what you have to use against me? Why? I said, what, you going to post it? What, you going to send it to somebody? What are you going to do with that? And he says, just know that I have this just in case you try to lie on me. I asked him if he could please delete that. And I told him that I did not want any problems and I just want you to pay me my money back. So now he's saying to me how I need to meet up with him tomorrow to get this money, but I'm telling him how I absolutely have to make it to my stepdad's birthday dinner. So then that's when he says to me that I better come and that I better not be playing any games with him. When we got off the phone, now I'm feeling like I have to explain my every move to this man so that one, he doesn't post this picture of me, and two, the main thing, so that he pays me back. I screenshot the messages of the plans that I had to show the timestamp and to show that I was not playing any games with this man. Then I'm also telling him, this is what I have going on. This is what I need to pay for. I need my money back. I'm not trying to bug you, but I need my money back. What's this man say to me? He wants me to come do what? To get my money back. When I seen that man text me that, that's when I had the feeling like he's about to make it so difficult for me to get this money back. And then he's about to try to force me to do something with him that I don't want to do to get money back that he owes me. Because I'm like, why would you text me to come do that, but not to come get my money? And for money that he owes me. That man knew at that point in time that I did not want anything else to do with him and that I did not want to talk about anything if we was not talking about him paying me my money back. I worried myself to death that night thinking of every worst possible case scenario that could happen. Then I'm telling myself, just remain positive. This man got money in the bank. Don't underestimate him. Let's just hope that it all works out. When I woke up that next morning, the thought of having to go face this man was literally making me so nauseous, I kept throwing up. I hadn't talked to anyone about the situation, so by then I figured that it was time to confide in a friend about it. After telling them about what was going on, about how he was acting and what he was saying, now my friend is asking me, well, is this man a felon? Who is he? Is that even his real name? Asking me, what do I really know about this man? They told me that he had no right to try to exploit me with the photo, all because he created a debt that he was not trying to pay. They also started digging into me, talking about how I could get into so much trouble about what I had got him and that I had needed to get that back. After speaking with my friend, I told him to call me when he had got up because I needed answers about what was going on and who he actually really was. He called me about an hour later and I'm asking him, is your name your real name? Are you really from where you say you're from? Are you a felon? I asked him what type of business does he do and if he wanted to just get all that stuff just to basically sell it. He does not like me asking him all these questions, so he says, are you police? Why are you questioning me? Are you even coming to get this money or are you playing games? He's talking about how he had just woke up and how he doesn't want to hear all that and that now I don't have a choice but to come today to get the money or that I wasn't getting anything at all. I even suggested that he could just send me the money so we don't even have to meet up and do all that. And he told me that he only had money in hand and that I didn't have no other choice but to come pick it up if I wanted it. I told him again about how I didn't want any problems and that I would be on my way. The moment we hung the phone up, I threw up again. Like the entire time we were on the phone, I was literally just sitting there nauseous, sick to my stomach. I could barely even talk to the man. By then, I done threw up so many times, I don't have anything on my stomach, so now I'm throwing up stomach acid. Of course, I hadn't ate anything, and of course, I didn't have an appetite to eat anything, so I was just trying to push through it. I tried to lay down and get some rest because I knew it was an hour and a half drive, and the way that I was feeling right then in that moment, I was not making it. I figured since I wasn't feeling good, I was like, hey, let me ask him if he can meet me halfway because he's probably got his car back now. So this is what I texted him. This is what he responds to me. After he said that, I knew I was going to have to push through this sickness to get on the road to go get my money. So as I was getting on the road, I said, hey, let me stop and get a smoothie. I tried to stop and go get a smoothie. As I'm waiting in the line, what happens? I throw up again. This time when I threw up, it was blood. And I was like, oh no, I've never thrown up blood in my life. And I was so concerned. And of course, I'm trying to prove to him that I'm not lying about being sick. So here I am sending him a picture of the blood that I threw up. Tell him what was going on and that I was taking myself to the hospital. Once I got there, I was so bad off, the nurses recommended me to reach out to a family member to come pick me up. That wasn't something that I wanted to do because I did not want to involve anyone in this dumb situation that I had just put myself in. I knew if I told my family that they would be so disappointed in me. I knew they would support me, but I knew they would be disappointed in me. I didn't have a choice, so I called my mom. My mom comes, and when she comes, of course, she laid the law, and she was like, tell me what was going on. I told her, and she supported me like any other mom would do. As we left the hospital, she told me I was not going back home and that I was coming to stay with her until I got better. I knew that was the best decision to do for my health because I had never, ever felt this way in my life. And the way that my body was feeling, it felt close to death because of how bad I was stressing myself out. On the way to my mom's house, he had texted me and asked me what the people at the hospital had said, but of course I didn't see my phone because I was resting the entire ride. When we got to the house, I didn't have any energy to do anything but go lay down. I hadn't texted him back yet, and so now he called me. He's asking again, what did they say at the hospital? I told him. Now he's saying that I'm playing games, and I told him I'm not playing games. And I said, please, if I could just hit you up when I feel better and come when I feel better, I would really appreciate that. And I told him I'm staying at my mom's house right now because that's how really ill I am. And I said to him, I really, honestly, truly do not have the energy to go back and forth with you right now. And if I could please call you when I feel better. This man replied and said, nah, don't call me at all, and hung the phone up. I had a little trash can next to the bed. The moment he hung the phone up, I literally threw up. I waited a couple minutes and I tried to call this man back. Of course, when I call back, what am I? Blocked.
Before I go, one thing I have to say is because she has it in writing where he did say he is going to pay her back, definitely she can take this to court because that is definitely an agreement. Like, he agreed to pay her back and now he's not. And then for him to try to hold a picture that she didn't even know that he took over her head and then ask for head for money that he owes her? Diabolical! This story is pissing me off. But let's just get into what he got to say. Unpack your thoughts in the comments. If is more, I can't even speak. As more details come out about the story, I am going to keep posting it. We may have a part 4. But as of right now, this is all that has come out so far. The exes have come out. Other women have come out. This is too much. This is too much. Unpack your thoughts in the comments. Bye.
I did some self-reflecting today, and I feel like I owe an apology to the people that support me, the people I inspire, to the people that genuinely love me unconditionally, and to all the people that supported my baptism. I'm at fault because I thought that when I got baptized or when I tried to make a change that it was going to be like a happily ever after. Even the day of my baptism, I'm targeted by negative energy constantly. You get what I'm saying? There's no point to prolong and go into the stories or play victim or whatever the case may be. It's just like I'm trying, it's hard. In where I mess up at is easier to be like, to respond or to battle or to try to fight my own battles. But I'm wrong because I already agreed to let God fight my battles for me and to walk with him. You know what I mean? So I'm going to apologize for that. I don't want the young dudes that's looking up to me to think that's cool, or I don't want y'all to not follow God's instructions or feel like you got to handle something the way I want to handle it. You know what I mean? I'm now I'm misusing my influence, and that's not cool. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like I need to apologize for that publicly. You get what I'm saying? And womanizing is not cool. You get what I'm saying? It's been a long year. I've been through a lot. You know what I mean? From losing a child and all type of stuff. You get what I'm saying? And I womanized at a point because the women I was confiding in was destroying me. One situation was intentional, one was intentional, and these are not situations I care to speak on. But so, just the womanizing ain't cool, bro. So I don't want to give out that instruction either. Find real love and value it and hold on to it. Life is short. And I just apologize, bro. You know what I mean? And you know what? I'm gonna be a bigger person, and I may even apologize to the shorty. You know what I mean? Although your story is not 100% true, I know you had intentions to being with me or being more than an enemy to me at minimum. So I know that much. So, and I hurt your feelings somewhere down the line. You know what I'm saying? Regardless. Now, stealing and scamming and all of that from you, that's not true. But I will apologize because I know I hurt your feelings down the line. You know what I mean? And that's not cool. You know, especially being 28, almost 30, that's not cool. You know, to play with nobody's feelings and nothing, because when I put my all into somebody or did what I could or did my last for somebody and I was misused, it didn't feel good at all. It didn't. You know what I mean? So for me to turn around and know somebody got the attention to do something or be something with me and I don't have that attention, I should have never even, you know. So I apologize for that too. But it is what it is. I most definitely wanted to send my apologies out to God and to, you know, just the people that support me, man. When I'm in a dark place, that's the only thing to keep me going is the people that, just knowing that there's at least one person out there that I inspire, whether it's from business ventures or whatever. So that's it.